What burns you? What burns you? Think about that. Stick around. We're going to get into it today. What is it that remains within you when all else is lost? I'm curious. What is it that quietly speaks to you when you are surrounded by noise and chaos and confusion and all the rest? When life seems to not make sense, it's sundered, it's fragmented, it's busy, when things just completely feel awry, nothing makes sense. There is something within each and every one of us as human beings that longs for meaning, something that goes beyond achievement, beyond recognition, beyond the endless pursuit of more. The religion of more does not apply here. There is a quiet place within each of us that asks a deeper question. What truly matters? And maybe hidden within that question is another deeper question. What is sacred? For many people, the word sacred brings to mind places of worship, ancient traditions, rituals, or moments of spiritual awakening. But what if the sacred was never meant to be confined to a place or a book? What if the sacred is not somewhere we travel to, but something we awaken to? What if the sacred has been present all along? Now, bear with me here. Think about this. Think about those ordinary moments like making coffee, hanging with somebody, sitting with somebody, being out in nature, hearing the animals, catching the gaze of somebody else. You see, the sacred, to me, is found in moments we often overlook. It's a sunrise that reminds us that we have been given another day, another chance, another breath. It's a conversation where someone finally feels heard and seen. It's a moment of forgiveness that releases years of pain. It's a quiet breath where we remember we are alive, we're here, we're now. The sacred exists wherever we bring awareness, reverence, and presence. Because the opposite of sacred is not ordinary. The opposite of sacred is unconsciousness. It's being asleep. It's being inert. It's living apathetically. Okay? It's moving as if you're asleep. It's experiencing the miracle of existence while never stopping long enough, well, to smell the flowers, as they say. We live in a time where many people are surrounded by information, all kinds of information, but we're starving for wisdom. We're connected digitally through hyperspace, but disconnected spiritually, relationally, connectively. We're busy but not fulfilled. We're accomplished but still searching. We've got the degrees, right? But perhaps what we're missing is not another thing to obtain or to succeed at. Perhaps what we are missing is a deeper relationship with what already exists. It's a relationship with ourselves, a relationship with others, a relationship with spirit, with the divine, with the beyond. Throughout history, humanity has searched for connection. It's searched for something greater, something more, something beyond. There has to be something else, right? Different cultures have used different words. You're familiar with these, I'm sure. God, the divine, the creator, the universe, the great mystery, right? Spirit, The names might differ, the traditions might differ, but the longing is the same. There is something within each of us that recognizes that we are part of something grander, something larger. This isn't completely random. We're not isolated beings wandering through a complete, desolate, meaningless existence. We are participants in a mystery. We are expressions of life itself. We are the same force that moves through the rivers, the trees, the air, the stars. The beating hearts within our chest are all a rhythm, all a secret music. To develop a sense of the sacred is to change the way that we live life and that we relate to life. Despair no longer becomes just suffering, it becomes a teacher, an ally. Struggles no longer are just obstacles. They become invites and invitations to grow and to change and to learn. Wounds are no longer things to hide, to suffer from. They are portals, gateways, doorways to wisdom. This does not mean that we romanticize hardship and struggles. It means that we recognize that even within difficult seasons, there can be transformation. The sacred does not remove us from the human experience. Actually, it tethers us and teaches us how to become more fully human within it. It does not romanticize no pain. It says, what is that about? And when we reconnect with the sacred within ourselves, something powerful happens. It begins to affect everyone around us, and not to mention ourselves. Because what we cultivate inside of us and internally resonates and eventually becomes what we offer to the world around us and to the world externally. A person who has found peace inside becomes a place of peace outside for others. We express that peace. A person who has learned compassion creates safety for others. A person who has faced their own struggles and darkness, who has really gotten to know their shadows, becomes someone who can hold a light for those still walking through their own darknesses, through their own struggles. The sacred is contagious, and it's not because it is something we force onto people, and it's really not even something that we force onto ourselves. It's because it creates a genuine presence that speaks louder than words could ever speak. The sacred truly is a presence when you think about it. Think about the people who have impacted your life, for example, the most. Often, it is not because of what they own, what they know, how much money they have, status, or any of that. It's not because of worldly things. And it's not because they had all the answers. It was, when you think about it, because of how they made you feel. Heard, seen, accepted, understood. You know, human. Because human beings are changed by encounters with real, authentic human beings, with authenticity. And when someone lives in alignment with spirit, they carry something different. There is a presence that comes with being and living sacredly. So, I invite you, you see, because this is the foundation of rebuilding, recovery, and rising. Real transformation is not just about changing behaviors. It is about reconnecting with what is sacred within us. What is that deeper voice? And we begin listening. Because all of us has a story. All of us carry wounds and challenges and struggles, obstacles, you know? And each moment we live offers the ability to rise again. And beneath all of our pain, our struggles, our mistakes, our losses, our sorrows, there is something that remains untouched through all of that. The through line is a deeper part of ourselves, a sacred center. It's a place where we can reconnect with purpose, with meaning, with hope, with something greater, something more. So, what is sacred? Maybe it's not a place after all. Maybe it's not possessions. Maybe it is not something we have to earn. Maybe the sacred is the awareness that life itself is sacred. It is precious. And that every person that we encounter is sacred themselves and has a story to tell. That every moment and presence has a meaning. That every breath is a reminder that we are here, we are alive, we are on fire. And being here is a gift. May we learn to walk with reverence for ourselves and with others. May we learn to listen more deeply, more compassionately. May we learn to honor the sacred within ourselves and with each other. Because when we remember what is sacred and what really matters, we remember who we truly are. And that is Sacred Fox Consulting, rebuilding, recovering, and rising yet again. Thank you. I'll see you next time.